Hello fans, welcome to Susie Health Tips. Here we shall present the 15 breakfast foods that can ruin your day. Kindly like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep up with updates as we dive deeper. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We've all heard the saying, and with good reason. Breakfast is our chance to replenish our body's fuel after 10 hours of overnight fasting while we've been asleep. Making smart decisions on what we eat in the morning can boost our energy levels, concentration, and productivity, enabling us to take on the world. Conversely, making the wrong breakfast choices may give us a quick boost, but leave us feeling sapped and sluggish by lunchtime. We may even be tempted to make further bad food choices throughout our day to compensate. Here is our rundown of the 15 worst breakfast foods that you're probably eating every day. You're going to be shocked by some of these, especially number 15. So write down 2 meals in the comment section that you think is bad for breakfast before we start. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 1. Sugary, highly refined cereals. We all know that children's cereals in colorful boxes should be avoided due to their terrifyingly high sugar content. But even more dangerous are the breakfast cereals which are marketed as healthy choices, but also contain high sugar content. We actually love breakfast cereals. Cereal is a super quick, easy, wholesome and nutritious way of filling up in the morning, ready to start the day. But only if they're made with whole grains, and contain no added sugars. Popular puffed rice, honey-coated nut cereals and frosted flakes, either big name brands or supermarket-owned brand equivalents, will normally be laden with spoonfuls of sugar. Aside from the long-term health implications of consuming too much sugar, a sugary start to your day will only sustain energy levels for a very short time. But once this sugary hit has been digested, we'll be left feeling hungry very quickly, and, quite possibly, reaching for another unhealthy choice. Make sure you check the nutritional values of your cereal and ensure there are no added sugars. Opt for cereals that are made with whole grains and are rich in belly-filling fiber that will help to sustain you until lunchtime. Choose shredded whole wheat cereals, corn flakes that aren't coated in sugar, traditional porridge oats, but avoid microwavable porridge, which can often contain hidden, sugary syrups to add taste. 2. Pancakes or waffles. If you've ever made pancakes from scratch, then you'll know that they're made from flour, eggs, milk and sugar, plus a raising agent that gives them their fluffiness such as bicarbonate of soda. Vegan pancake recipes do also exist that include substitutes for the eggs and milk, and gluten-free flour alternatives can also be used to make gluten-free pancakes. But the one thing they all have in common? Sugar. Waffles are pretty much the same, too. Yet they're both a very common breakfast option. Adding to the sugar load of a pancake or waffle-based breakfast is the fact that we don't often eat pancakes and waffles plain. Who does? We load them up with sugary syrups and crispy bacon that's high in saturated fats and salt, only adding to the calorie content whilst not really adding much to the beneficial nutritional value. What's more often than not, the flour used to make both is white flour, which has been processed to remove the whole grain and beneficial B vitamins. So it really is best to leave these to holiday breakfasts only. 3. Bagels and their fillings. Bagels are heavier than many other bread products, and they're a popular choice for breakfasts on the go as they tend to hold on to their contents better than normal bread without going soggy. Most bagels are made using white flour, which, as we learned above, is flour with all its beneficial nutrients and fiber stripped away. So you're not getting much nutritional value from eating a bagel. Then there's the problem of the most popular fillings for bagels: butter, cream cheese and salt beef, all of which are high in fat, and in the case of salt beef, a lot of salt and chemical processing ingredients. So if bagels are your thing, keep them to a minimum and try them with low-fat cream cheese, smoked salmon or peanut butter, all of which provide beneficial protein to help energize your morning. 4. Muffins and pastries. Muffins are delicious, but let's face it, by eating a muffin for breakfast, we're pretty much allowing ourselves to eat cake for breakfast, and surely that's only for our birthday each year? Even a muffin that's sold to us as healthy, such as a fruit-filled blueberry muffin, is still more or less a cake. That said, a blueberry muffin does at least contain fruit, which is a healthier choice than a plain muffin or worse, a chocolate chip muffin. Blueberries are a great source of antioxidants and vitamins that help to keep the immune system healthy, so if you're going to choose a breakfast muffin, choose a fruit one. And even then, save them for the occasional treat. Savory muffins could also be a better option, but watch out for cheese muffins that are high in saturated fats. We've seen muffins made using courgette and minimal sugar, which might not tick the sugar crave box, but they certainly won't start you off on the back foot for the day. The same goes for those baskets of delicious-looking breakfast pastries we see in hotels. They're most definitely left for hotel and holiday treats if we want to avoid a sugar overload for breakfast. 5. Fruit juice. Who doesn't love coffee and orange juice with their breakfast? As a small addition to an otherwise balanced breakfast, there's nothing inherently wrong with a small, around 150 milliliters, glass of fresh juice. The problems start if you're drinking much more than this every day. If you think about oranges, how many could you eat in one go? 1 or 2 is our guess. But if you have a large glass of freshly squeezed either by yourself or a shop-bought fresh orange juice, you could be consuming double that. Oranges are healthy, as are any other fruits used to make juices. They contain high levels of vitamin C and other vitamins and minerals. But fruit also contains fructose, a fruit sugar. So if you're consuming 1 or 2 oranges, then you're not consuming much fructose. But take that to 4 or more oranges in one sitting, just as a drink, then you're consuming more sugar than you think. So if we drink a fruit juice alone for breakfast, we're likely to feel hungry pretty soon afterwards. Fruit juices also remove the fiber content from the fruit, since you're not consuming the pulp. Fiber is important for good gut health. So consume whole fruits and keep juices to a minimum. And definitely opt out of fruit juices with added sugars. 6. Low-fat or fat-free yogurts. Yogurt, either made with cow's milk or a non-dairy alternative such as soya, is a healthy choice as it's rich in protein and probiotics, good bacteria that help to look after a healthy gut. So at first glance, we'd be forgiven for thinking that a low or no-fat yogurt was an even healthier choice. But beware. Often, fruity varieties of these seemingly good-for-us yogurts contain more added sugar than the full-fat varieties. Even plain or Greek-style low-fat yogurts sometimes also contain added sugar. The problem is, fats and sugars make things taste good. Remove one, and generally the other is added to enhance the flavor. So if something is advertised as low-fat, then always make sure that you check the ingredients list and nutritional information for sneaky added sugars. They can be listed as sugar, sugar syrups, honey or glucose. If in doubt, check the traffic light system. If it's red for sugar, then the chances are, your healthy breakfast yogurt contains added sugars. Aside from that, low-fat yogurt without added sugars isn't very calorific and won't sustain you for very long. So add some fruit of your choice and sprinkle with chopped nuts or oats to make a deliciously healthy and filling breakfast. 7. Breakfast bars. If ever there was a food that's been more marketed as a healthy option when actually it's not, then we'd be hard-pushed to find one over breakfast bars. Often sold as options for athletes and those who exercise regularly and don't have time to make a bowl of granola or muesli, breakfast bars need to be treated with caution. This is because they're often far from the substitute for a healthy cereal that they claim to be. So our advice is definitely to read the label. Like many of the cereals we mentioned above, cereal bars often have high levels of added sugar, most commonly from the sugar syrups and honey used to stick everything together into a bar shape. Plus, because they're not consumed in a bowl with cow's milk or a non-dairy alternative such as soya or almond milk, they lack protein too. Protein keeps us fuller for longer, so consuming one of these bars as your breakfast will probably mean that your belly rumbles a short time later. So opt for those that have lower sugar levels, no added sugars, and have an added protein source such as peanut butter. Or consume a healthier version of them with a glass of milk. 8. Bacon and other processed meats. Bacon, sausages, ham and other types of processed meats might taste nice, but that's generally because of the added salts and the processing techniques used that are designed to appeal to our taste buds. Well, those of meat eaters, anyway. Processed meats are high in saturated fats, which are highly calorific. Consuming such foods can lead to health problems, including weight gain. Adding to the problem is the level of salt often found in these kinds of meats. Eating too much salt can at best make us feel thirsty and dehydrated. Plus, processed meats are linked with problems later in life with the stomach and intestines. We hope you're enjoying our content. Kindly like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell to keep up with updates. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Cheers!